All right, the Kiwis are on the field at Suncorp Stadium ahead of the national anthems. It's the Kiwis and the Kangaroos. For them, Game 1 of the 2014 Four Nations live on Sky Sport.
Which won 30 and 18. New Zealand, by the way, have made 5 changes. 5 changes, I feel, for the better. It's Dean Farray on camera and Greg Eastwood in the background there. But there's the man that Andrew Johns was talking about, the number 7, Sean Johnston. If the forwards give him something to work on, he is going to be, I'm sure, explosive in this game tonight. So the Kiwis and Australia first did battle back in 1908. This is the 128th Test match between the two countries, as the New Zealanders wait for Australia, being taken out now by Cameron Smith, his 39th Test match. Good crowd in at Suncorp. A few holes in the stand since the match between England and Samoa. Nevertheless, it's a very good crowd. Cameron, of course, tonight draws level with the mortals, John Raper and Reg Gasnier. There's Cherry Evans. It's an interesting battle tonight, isn't it? The boys talked about it. Cherry Evans and Forn, the Manly halves, both wearing 6 tonight. This is going to be a really good game of football. It's lovely to be back with you with Rugby League. And of course, for the next 4 weekends, we'll be covering the Four Nations for you. Robbie Farah on the bench with Guerra, one of 5 making their debut tonight. A couple of them, Mansour and Walker, playing for Australia before they play Origin. Let's go down to the ground for the anthems. They're almost ready.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the New Zealand and Australian national anthems, to be performed by Nikafoa and Ruvarashi Gwanya, who are both performing in the multi-award-winning Disney musical, The Lion King, currently playing at the Lyric Theatre, QPAC in Brisbane.
God of nations, at thy feet, in the bonds of love we meet. Hear our voices, we entreat. God, defend our free land. God, Pacific's triple star, from the shafts of strife and war, make her praises heard afar. God, defend New Zealand.
Both anthems by two very talented people. So the Kiwis starting to assemble for their challenge, the native challenge, the haka, which we all love and enjoy. Of course, Isaac Luke is normally front and centre for this, but he's in the second week of his suspension. So the haka. So he is present. He is present, the little fella. Serving the second week of his suspension. So Australia are ready to receive the challenge. Here they go. Well, if that's any indication, they've really come to play. And I wasn't aware that Isaac was actually going to be a part of all of that. Wonderful, and as I said, he's normally always centre stage, and there it is, the tongue, the unforgettable tongue.
I can sometimes smile when I'm nervous. I saw a couple of the Australian players going into position with a grin on the face.
Always creates an atmosphere before kick-off. The Aussies know that they're in for a battle after watching that.
Just repeating that England survived a scare from Samoa in the earlier match tonight, winning 32-26. It was a wonderful game. It emphasised that Samoa are going to be, I think, top 4 in World Cups and Four Nations for quite some time to come.
They just refused to give up, didn't they? The whole game.
Aaron Woods on debut. Brilliant State of Origin season, to quote the obvious, but he's on debut in Australian colours. The young West's prop forward, West Tigers prop forward, Ryan Hoffman off to the Warriors next year. So he won't be really making friends with them so much tonight. I wouldn't hope. Greg Inglis in the back, 23 tries. This is just his third game in Test football in the #1 shirt.
Now we talk about this Australian side being inexperienced tonight and so many new faces, but their forward pack, not necessarily the case outside of Aaron Woods, who you were talking about. Of course, Cameron Smith, but Sam Thaiday, Bo Scott, Ryan Hoffman, Greg Bird, and then you've got Robbie Farah and Corey Parker coming off the bench. So they've been there plenty of times and got the job done. Michael Jennings looking to explode tonight.
So Cameron Smith will kick off. First match in the Four Nations for these two countries. And Cameron Smith, who levels up in Test match appearances with the great Johnny Raper and Reg Gasnier, kicks off. And so it's taken back there by Jesse Bromwich. Melbourne, the most represented club in this match with 6 players. New Zealand then about 15 away from their own line. On the first set, this is Proctor, another of the Stormers. 25 out from his line. And playing it back to Luluwai. This is Taumalolo, the North Queenslander. He's the only player on the New Zealand side on debut. He's the youngest in their side. As it goes away to Johnson. And he puts a kick in down behind Daniel Tupou. Greg Inglis it is that brings it back.
Well, it may not have looked much, but that's a good start for Sean Johnson. His kicking game crucial tonight, and he found open space with his first one as Daniel Tupou is unceremoniously dumped on his back by Adam Blair.
Greg Bird now ahead to the halfway. Tupou, another of the rookies in Australian colours. Sam Thaiday. He and Corey Parker in the side from the Brisbane unit. They wouldn't have seen football for 6 weeks now. As the ball comes out to young Dylan Walker, the youngest in the side, the South Sydney centre. And Cronk then kicking high down to Beale's wing. He's knocked on. 6 more tackles. Phil Bentham in charge of this game. Cherry Evans, a little bit of a hop step and a jump out from dummy half, and then it's Woods with the ball. He's held in a 3-man Kiwi tackle. Not a lot of anger in the tackle though. Now Smith, second man Thaiday, and here's a try for Scott. Oh, that was beautifully put together. There was a wonderful decoy run there that took a lot of heat away. Scott has scored. Doesn't make a habit of it, but this is a good one.
And to give the Australians an inch, they'll take a mile. Poor mistake from Jared Beale. Spoke about the kick from Shaun Johnson's. Well, Cooper Cronk's was a beauty. They shielded Daniel Tupou successfully, but Beale put it down on the Harvey Norman replay. And then Cooper Cronk. He always gets this pass right. They don't travel far from Cooper Cronk generally. And this one went about a metre straight into the path of Beau Scott for the opening points.
Yeah, very well handled. He knew that by not travelling forward, it was going to further take wind out of the sails of the Kiwis defenders. Clever angle hit. Very well done by Beau Scott. And that really has boosted the Australians' confidence to an enormous level.
So Beau Scott, one of the toughest men in the game today, one of the toughest to play the game ever, I would submit to you. And Cooper Cronk, the professor, calls them together. Well, if they came here confident of stretching Australia, it's nearly as bad a start as you can hope for, the Kiwis. So, Cameron about to convert from 18 in from the western side, 20 out, and he's done that successfully. Sideline tonight is Darren Lockyer. Yes, Darren.
That was a great example of a well-executed set play, but I've got to say the field, I haven't seen the Suncorp Stadium, the pitch look this good for a long time. Obviously less traffic, warm weather back. It's going to suit the guys with great footwork, the likes of Michael Jennings, Dylan Walker and Shaun Johnson for the Kiwis. Cooper Cronk, great play first up.
Darren Lockyer, the most capped of all Australians. I mentioned that Cameron tonight joins Johnny Raper and Reg Gasnier. Darren's the most capped. Mal, Meninga, Graham Langland, Sivanasiva, Petro and Brad Fittler are the others to have played more than Cameron Smith. Here's Sam Thaiday now.
You've got to get little things right. Now, Jared Beale should have caught that one, and the kickoff, the restart there was an ordinary one. It was short, bounced to Greg Inglis, and it's an easy out now for the Australians, and Cameron Smith takes advantage of that by kicking from dummy half, again straight on the attack with good field position.
Well, that's a faultless start from the Australians. Coach Tim Sheens would be very happy. Wouldn't have to be whispering too many messages to be taken out onto the field. Australians not wasting it. All about now restricting the time and space that the Kiwis will be able to make with the ball in their hands.
Andrew Johns, it's a big night tonight for Shaun Johnson, isn't it? You know, he's getting to a stage now where he has to take test matches by the throat. He's given a hint he's capable, but we are yet to see it. Tonight is an opportunity again.
Well, he's shown, hasn't he, in the past, in glimpses and certain games and big games he has, but he really needs to stand up tonight.
Is Nightingale. Here's Mannering. Lulawai at dummy half, then Forn, then Johnson, then Blair, and the Kiwis out to the 40-metre line. So just 6 minutes gone, and a converted try to Australia. Taumalolo to Forn, around the back they go to Hiku, and he's, I don't know whether he intentionally coughed it up or what happened there, but it's come back and down to to Josh Mansour, playing beardless tonight. Took me by surprise when I saw this youngster out on the wing. I thought, who the hell's that? But on the halfway line, it's with Cherry Evans before finding Hoffman. So Bromwich and Proctor piling in on the defence as the ball goes along the line to Jennings, who was on the spot there for that Gerard Beale mistake. And this ball bounces away sloppily. And Greg Bird is taken high by Jesse Bromwich. Hung an arm out, and Bird ran into it. Bromwich, the offender.
That sloppy stuff from the Kiwis in the opening minutes here, and they need to get themselves together. A couple of passes have gone astray. Australia now to Aaron Woods. Full set up their sleeve inside the opponent's 20.
Smith then using his blind side and neatly turns it back into Hoffman. And Cherry Evans running a decoy towards the winger on the left. Now for Woods, now for Thaiday, back for Cronk, out it comes, Inglis in. And they come in and converge Forn and Mannering. Picked up by Smith, and he dummies and gives it eventually to Cronk. And now it's back for Greg Bird again, and he decides to pop it out the back. And Scott it is, the try scorer. Kenny Dow over the top. Looking sure of the tackle, but the New Zealanders under pressure. As Bird is picked up and driven down by Proctor. 10 metres out, centre ground, Cronk, and a little kick beautifully taken by Forn. That is wonderful anticipation and reflexes from Kieran Forn. Bromwich again. He looks as though he's keen to offload the ball. Why, I'm not quite sure. He's on his own 20-metre line. And the game is only just 8.5 minutes old. Here's Beale out on the wing and replacing the unfortunate youngster from Penrith with Tenny Zalesniak. Taumalolo, a good bumping run, takes him just outside the Australian 40-metre line. Lulawai, Forn. He goes high down to Greg Inglis, back on his 10.
That's a good set there from New Zealand. Most people associate Jason Taumalolo with a wide running back row. He's Dylan Walker up the middle.
Eventually taken by Bromwich around the scruff of the neck and put down.
Taumalolo actually does the damage, one pass off the dummy half. That's where he was so explosive with North Queensland this season. Australians now through Greg Bird over his own 40, looking to link up out wide.
Blair and Proctor involved in the tackle, and here's Woods now inside the 40-metre line. Again, Proctor and Blair getting the job done. Woods looking up at the referee, Bentham. And it is Cherry Evans who puts it high down to Beale. They test him again. And he got back into the field of play. That's a good effort by Beale. He might have made a complete meal of the other one, but he was very good there. And then managed to stay in the field of play with the football. So Johnson dummy half, Faro.
Already the break starting to show. Some players, of course, haven't played for 5 or 6 weeks. 3 or 4 of the Kiwis still not back on side.
Kenny down. Still deep inside their own territory. Mannering. Squat the tackler with Mansour and Forn. Right side for Johnson. Kicks back in behind and finds the line, and it's a 40-20.
I'm assuming Dylan Walker didn't realise that Sean Johnson was inside his own 40.
Yeah, I think Dylan Walker was injured then. Wally, I think he went back to get some treatment because Josh Mansour was at marker.
Yeah, there's Mansour right up close to the play. You're right, Joey. think it shocked him as well. He didn't realise how well he managed to get hold of the ball. Shaun Johnson has kicked it a couple of times so far in the half, and 2 or 3 of them have been very good. Position with that ball is going to provide them with a wonderful opportunity about 18 metres out.
I don't think there was much that Dylan Walker could have done about it anyway.
It was a bullet, wasn't it?
Wally Lewis and Andrew Johns with Peter Sterling in the commentary box tonight. Darren on the sideline. Bradley. And the Kiwis get the feed. And it's with Johnson and now Taumalolo. He'll be made to play the ball 15 metres out from the Australian line. So what have they got, the men in black and white? Bromwich. They haven't seen this end of the park. Certainly not inside the 10. Lulawai away to Forn. He lofts the ball away. Nightingale does the job. Nightingale has scored for the Kiwis. I saw Bo Scott or somebody, I think it was, fouled in back play. We might have some kind of an inquiry.
Well, it's a premeditated pass here from Kieran Forn. I think they know that Josh Mansour is the sort of winger under pressure will come off his wing and try to shut it down. As Nightingale goes in over the corner, gets the ball down. Surely. What's he doing?
Downward pressure.
Has he dropped it? He's dropped it.
Has he still got a fingertip on this?
No, he's dropped it.
I can't believe that. Jason Nightingale is a great finisher. Why he took one hand off the football here, I cannot fathom. He's got
lost control.
Acres of room to work in. I couldn't give that a try. Rabs, I know that you're talking about, you know, some kind of contact there, but gee, it's stretching the latitude you're given.
We have seen a couple of wobblies throughout the course of the year where we're very confident that we were right.
That's a wobbly, that one.
Well, if it's no try, he's bombed it. It was a brilliant play from Kieran Forn, and as Andrew pointed out, taking advantage of Josh Mansour and his defensive read.
It was a premeditated pass from Forn.
Well, here comes the decision. It's no try. Jason Nightingale, of all people, bombing a try. He's one of the best finishers in the game.
See Forn's hands, the way he positions his hands. He was always going to throw the cutout pass.
Game's changed, Wally. When the decision went up, a lot of the Kiwi players went across there and kind of congratulated, not congratulated, but consoled that man. Back in our day, daggers. Don't come near me.
Yeah, the words may have been a little bit different. A pat on the back, but I'm sure the words would have been very different.
Here's Walker.
Second
A little bit of concern about him a few minutes back, but he looked okay. Here's Bird. He lost it. And it's picked up by Walker, and Australia tried to play on, but Bentham has ruled loose carry, knock on, and a scrum puts New Zealand back on the attack on the Australian 40-metre line.
Yeah, you can see there it was the arm of Simon Mannering in making the tackle. Forced the ball loose. Good call. It was a poor carry.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Stephen Kearney, youngest captain, I think, ever. At 21 years of age, and I think 193 days, something like that. He captained in a test match, New Zealand against Great Britain, back in 1993.
Wasn't he a fine player?
Was he ever?
One of the guys that wasn't much fun to play against.
Well, the Kiwis winning the scrum, and the number 4 is Faray, one of the Penrith representatives. Now for Proctor. Woods over the top with Bird. So still 6-0 in favour of the Australians. And out the back from Bromwich, he keeps it alive. And it's gone to Johnson. Johnson stepping down to the 10-metre line. He is so evasive. It's brilliant to watch. Now they go to Taumalolo. Johnson's dangerous. Taumalolo as a forward is proving just the same. Here's Blair.
5.
had the arm free. Last tackle coming up as it comes away from Lulawai. Out to Johnson. Puts a little kick on it. That's the next best thing. They've got a line dropout.
Try-saving tackle in there from Michael Jennings on that man, Sean Johnson, who was just about to step off the right foot and go back towards the posts. He is Quicksilver on the outside of Ryan Hoffman. He's about to step now, and Jennings just hangs on.
And it's the blueprint for the Kiwis. The offload from Jesse Bromwich, which brings Johnson into play with unstructured play. With the defensive line, there's different angles and different channels he can explore with his footwork and acceleration. We saw that, the acceleration and the footwork. It's frightening.
His offloading hasn't it got much better over the last couple of months. Jesse Bromwich, once upon a time he never passed a ball. Now every time he carries the ball you're in doubt whether he's actually going to let it go.
So the line dropout bouncing away down to the halfway line for Forn. Here's Nightingale. He'd still be burning inside. Taken by Bird. Tackle number 1, and he held on.
That's too long.
Too long. An opportunity to release, says the referee, to Greg Bird. So the Kiwis will find the line somewhere around about the Australian 20-metre line, off the boot of Johnson.
Yeah, just on the line.
Coming to you from Brisbane tonight, from this wonderful stadium. All being played here by Mannering, the captain. Now for Blair, and Blair running straight at Greg Bird, I think it is. They're close to the line, the Kiwis. Here is Forn, goes short to Bromwich. And Bromwich will play the ball only inches away from the line. Away now for Blair at first. Out at second is Forn. He gets away from one and finds Johnson. He gives it back to Hiku. Hiku runs at Woods and is put down 10 out. Lulawai waiting. Slow play the ball, really. Johnson now Proctor, and Proctor. Does he get the ball over the line? No. Or Bentham? No, Bentham's going to look at it. And the Kiwis think they might have a try. So does Bentham.
Set the ground in, please.
Proctor has got the ball over with defenders trailing off him.
He loves that right edge, Kevin Proctor. So dangerous for the Melbourne Storm. And this is just perseverance, because there are plenty of defenders there, but he shrivels around, and that is a try. Great effort from the Storm back rower.
He seemed like he was targeting Michael Jennings as well. But to be able to spin around, keep the ball prominent, reach out, and get it across the line, that's a fantastic effort for them.
Well, I don't think he gets it across the line, but I think he gets it on it.
Well, he gets a piece of the chalk, there's no doubt about that. And they continue to replay it. I guess they're getting the same answer. Kevin Proctor. This is the second time they've been over the line. Nightingale's was denied. This one, I was about to say green light, but there it is, it's a try. We're back in a moment. Kevin Proctor. So back at Suncorp, and Kevin Proctor scores a try for New Zealand. And Johnson will attempt conversion from out there. He's about 12 metres in on the 20-metre line in front of the Eastern Grandstand. So this to bring us level. We had Nightingale hung on to the ball. This could be quite a lead for New Zealand, which has not eventuated, but here's Johnson now to try and convert Proctor's try. Kicking into the Caxton Street end, and he's got this. So we level up. It's 6-all. The try for Kevin Proctor. Brad Fittler's sideline tonight.
Hey Ray, what a great strike by Sean Johnson. Just having a look at Daly Cherry Evans. He's over on the left side. He never plays over there. You saw Johnson earlier stood up Hoffman, and that time Daly Cherry Evans didn't come up with a play. And on the Harvey Norman replay, he's just looking a bit uncomfortable. Whether the communication's down, but they're just not looking strong. They can expect some more defence on their left side defence.
So Smith with the restart. Taken by Forn. So Bromwich carries it back. So they've been down there a couple of times. They crossed the line on 2 occasions and had 1 disallowed, but now they're back at 6-all. And again, we're back with Bromwich. Friday and Smith, the defenders for Australia. Kenny Dow trying to get rid of Bo Scott and Cameron Smith. Lulawai the dummy half. Blair is the receiver. Taumalolo out at second. Running off the pivot on that occasion. So Mannering back on the left side. Taumalolo operating on the right, and Mannering on the left as Johnson goes high. Very high. And it came down off the Kiwis, and Proctor has got the ball for them.
Handover. No.
Handover is ruled. Came off New Zealand. There's no doubt about that. So Bentham, the referee, has got it right.
Wait.
Australia not coming in contact with the ball.
Okay.
So the set was completed. This is Daniel Tupou.
Move, Kevin!
Just inside the 30, like Aaron Woods, played Origin. Played with great success. On debut for Australia tonight.
Second!
Hoffman.
Release now! Wait!
Movement on the bench. I notice Australia sending Corey Parker into the game.
Well, confidence is a wonderful thing. Have a look at the Kiwi defence now. It's racing them off the line early in the match. Oh, and that's given away plenty of territory. Early in the match, they were simply waiting for the Australians to run at them. This will allow the Kangaroos to get well back in control. 30 or 40 metres out from the line.
The 16 is about to come into the game as well. Papali. Woods is coming off. And as I said, Corey Parker went on for Sam Friday. The Broncos
Tommy. Yep, go on.
exchanged. Now for Hoffman. And he runs into a brick wall defence. Lulawai around the legs. Proctor working overtime. He's the shining light at the moment, Proctor, as far as the forwards are concerned. He's really put himself into the game in the last 5 minutes or so. Smith getting it on to Papali. Played inside the 10. Smith with a long ball. Out now for Cronk, and he's pulled down. 3 metres out from the line. Inglis for try 24. He gets it. Greg Inglis scores for Australia. They resume the lead at 10-6 now. 24 test tries in 30 test matches for Greg Inglis.
And the greats just make it look so easy. He looked to his right, and you saw in that build-up, Cooper Crockett moved to the left-hand side with Cherry Evans coming over to the right.
Will do, coach.
Cooper Crockett nearly went through on his own from 5 metres out. Throws the dummy, one-on-one with Adam Blair straight over the top. Only ever going to be one result.
He needs no introduction. He's had a magnificent season. He's had a magnificent career. Coming on the scene through the Melbourne Storm, and he's taken the game by storm himself from Bowraville in the New South Wales Northern Rivers on the coastline there. It's Cameron Smith Inglis try. 20 out, 20 in. He makes no mistake. Kicking down towards the Milton end of the ground. A comment on the sideline. Darren Lockyer. Yes, Darren?
When we talk about our bench, we talk about impact. Have a look at this first run from Corey Parker. Gets to the ground quickly, quick play the ball. Then Josh Papali just comes on the field. Great run. Gets them the momentum, which then gets Greg Inglis in the position. 9 times out of 10, when he's 5 metres out, he's going to score.
Yeah, the fresh legs on Papali and Parker to the fore there. So Johnson kicks off. Taken right on the belly button by Cherry Evans, and Papali strides back out to the 20-metre line. Oh, he's made a mistake. He's made a meal of the play, the ball, and the Kiwis will go onto the attack. The Australians go in to pick Papali up.
He's looking huge, Papali. How big he is.
What about those thighs?
The size of him.
Bit of time in the gym spent there.
I think you make a very valid point too, Wally, when you mentioned the fact that a number of these players haven't played for 6 weeks. Those that didn't have teams involved in finals football. Human night here tonight.
That's it.
So here come the Kiwis again. Johnson across, and dummied twice. Lets it go the third time. It's Haka with the ball. Put down hard by Scott. Bird coming in over the top. That wouldn't have helped. Now Eastwood.
Second release.
So 12 out from the line. Greg Eastwood plays the ball. Here's Taumalolo.
Move, Cameron.
He's very hard to stop in his tracks. Always makes a dent in the defence. Johnson forward pass to Proctor. Well called by the ref. He could have easily been blinded.
We don't check forward passes.
Ah, well called by the commentator.
Well, Johnson looked to actually throw the ball forward to get it to Proctor. Watch that. Yeah, I'll tell you what, is it Adam Blair? Yeah, he didn't help matters, the 10. Look at this.
It was what Brad Fittler was talking about, that channel between Daly Cherry Evans and Michael Jennings. That's the area the Kiwis are really trying to exploit.
Yeah, that's it.
Well, Blair actually had to breathe in. He had to get his stomach out of the road, and Proctor had to try and get round it. But it was forward.
Oh, good run, Jennings. Didn't go far, but he got there quickly.
Hoffman now on the back of Jennings, and here's the Kiwis getting the ball again. Hiku's got the ball on the 30-metre line.
Back up.
The Manly utility player.
Goal, 0.
Luluai for Eastwood. Actually, Papali's got a bit of the Eastwood build about him, hasn't he? Now for Johnson to the line, and then just smoothly turning it back for Taumalolo. Well, Blair it was on that occasion. Here's Johnson again. Out to Forn. Forn goes back. Finds Bale. Gets the ball on. Kenny down. Nightingale. Forn. Long. Johnson. Short. Into Eastwood. Now for Blair. Out the back. Eastwood. Oh, Proctor only has to hang on to that. And there's a real chance for Faray.
Golden opportunity missed. As you said, if the pass went to hand, had it been a couple of centimetres higher, I'm sure that they would have been in with a great chance of being able to score. A very clever offload thrown from Adam Blair. He gets rid of those 7 days a week. Unfortunately, just taking a little bit of a peep up, Kevin Proctor, to work out exactly where he was going to run before offloading.
Well, you can see the man right in front of him was Daniel Tupou. So he's the widest defender for the Australians, and Kevin Proctor had 2 men unmarked on his outside.
Heads in, wait for the out call.
Ball just did not get there.
Don't strike at Pro.
Cooper Cronk feeds 15 out from his own line.
Cameron Smith comes away towards the eastern touchline. Dangerously close, in fact. Hoffman, Blair tackling there with anger. Together with Proctor. You saw Proctor and admonishing himself after not being able to catch that ball. Don't you love to see that when they show their absolute devastation at making a mistake? And it was a hard ball for a big man to take, I've got to add that. So Cronk stabs it into the corner. It'll roll into the in goal and won't go dead. Hiku comes back at Scott. And Mansour, they make the tackle jointly.
Wait. No, you shortened it. You shortened it.
Nightingale. 15 out from their own line.
He's a perfect example, Cooper Cronk, of knowing where to put the football off the boot, at what time of the game, what his side needs. And that was just drilled down into the corner. They haven't had a lot of football of late. They just played a bit of field position, allowing his side to get set defensively. Thomas Luluai now finds Martin Tapau.
Australia aiming for their 17th consecutive Test victory. And that would break the all-time record set by Australia. As Ingles puts it down in the tackle. It's picked up by Kenny Dow. So again the Kiwis go onto the attack. 20 metres out. That's Harris out there now. Picked up and spiralled into the ground by Papali. 14 as well as out there. That's Lewis Brown. Now Eastwood. Parker making the tackle, wearing 17. Here's Lewis Brown back on the test scene. He's going to score. Lewis Brown has scored. He went through Cherry Evans.
He went through Cherry Evans, who was on the outside of Ryan Hoffman, and that is really developing into a problem area defensively at this end of the field for the Kangaroos. Great chase from Kieran Forn. Put pressure on Greg Inglis. One marker, and then footwork from Lewis Brown to get on the outside of Cameron Smith, then Ryan Hoffman, and the one-on-one miss from Cherry Evans.
Lewis Brown, he hasn't been in the black and white colours for 3 years now. Working out of Penrith these days. One of the 5 changes to the side that played in May. So Lewis Brown only just on the paddock and scoring a try. Hasn't played Test football for New Zealand in 3 years. And the moment they put him into the game, he's able to find that what looks to be a weakness on Australia's left side, just off the edge of the ruck. He went outside Hoffman and then he ran through Cherry Evans for Johnson to take this shot. 10.5 minutes of the first half remaining. Johnson under the Caxton Street goalposts converts the try, and the Silver Fern 12 all. They come back at the half-hour mark.
Just got to watch Australia.
The squad, coach David Kidwell next to Stephen Kearney there. He's had them since 2008.
Hold 10.
Stephen Kearney. They haven't won a lot of matches against Australia, but the ones they've won have been significant. They've been Tri-Nations, Four Nations, World Cups. They don't seemingly do that well in those one-off Test matches that we've played them a couple of times each year. But in tournament football, here's Tapau. In tournament football, they seem a little bit stronger.
Oh yeah, they get hungry, don't they? I've got to say that 30 minutes into the game, they're even here, and they haven't displayed their best football. They've probably only had half of that, which has been an acceptable standard for the coach.
Third, release now. Hold here, goal 3.
Harris now.
4,
Centre of the ground.
Back up, boys. Goal 4.
Brown. Johnson. Down to Inglis on the 10. Cherry Evans. Second match in Australian colours at 5'8". His first run in these colours was against Ireland in the World Cup, and they won 50-0, and he came out with the Man of the Match award. Played by Tupou. Here's Parker, the offload king.
Greg Inglis slowly to his feet after that last involvement. The trainer came out. He actually initially waved him away, but attending him now is Papali. Close to the play, the ball on the right-hand side, picks up some metres.
So Forn kicking down into that corner where Beale is. And Jared over those early nerves that he might have been suffering from. Hiku comes across the ground and tackled almost in front of the uprights down at the Milton Road end of the ground. Kenny Dow.
Release. Go. Get out of the space.
Nightingale.
Four. Cameron.
Reading in the newspapers that Nightingale might in fact be leaving the Dragons or given permission to negotiate.
Release.
I find that hard to get my arms around, to tell you the truth, having just lost Brett Morris. Now it goes down to the 30-metre mark for Mansour. Just on his own side of the halfway. Nightingale was the tackler. Winger on winger. Walker. Inglis a dummy half. That's Papali.
Crucial period coming up for both teams here as we approach half-time. Cherry Evans dummies. Was looking to throw the long pass out where they had numbers, but he took it to ground. Crucial time, the 5 minutes before the break.
Aaron Woods has gone back into the game and Josh Papali's come up. Here's the ball. Short away to Hoffman. Hoffman away to Jennings. Jennings to the 10. Breaks the tackle. But then held by Tupou. But then 9 metres out from the line. Cherry Evans gets it off. Cronk gives it to Hoffman. Hoffman loses the ball. And the Kiwis come away through Hiku.
Well, they went the wrong way, the Australians. They had New Zealand with big numbers this side of the field after Michael Jennings sided his way through, but they went the side where there were more defenders in black jerseys than the other side of the posts.
Play by Beale. Johnson. Running it at Hoffman. Here's Proctor. Went through the tackle of Parker. Almost to the halfway line. And Harris to Powell, Eastwood, Forn, Mannering, no look. Kenny Dow. Kenny Dow takes it 35 away from the Australian line.
Hold.
Mannering a dummy half. Forn first, Nightingale second, then Brown. On to Johnson out very wide. Johnson comes to Jennings, offend, gets it to Beale. Beale then, his turn, offload. Forn, back across the line, 30-metre line behind them now. To Powell, offend and Croc. He shows the ball to Nightingale, takes it inside the 20.
Big trouble for the Australians. Daly Cherry Evans has crashed to the ground. He looks like he's heading for the sideline.
And Forn puts a kick in, it's taken by Inglis on the full. It'll be returned to the 20-metre line. Cherry Evans in all sorts of trouble over there.
Stretching his hip there. So he's holding the top of his hip there. Was it in a tackle or something, Walt?
Yeah, he got up. He looked like he twisted around and crashed to the ground. But when he got up, he had absolutely no control at all. He's in agony.
Second. Release.
Needless to say, it's a worried look on not only the face of Cherry Evans, but on the coach. The coach's face, Tim Sheens. 669 coaching jobs. Knocked down by Eastwood. That would have been play on, but Parker then knocked on.
The referee has called it an Australian knock on here.
So I'm off.
I thought I saw a New Zealander actually get a hand to it.
And what happens here? Does Robbie Farah go on and play in the halves, or does Cameron Smith push back in the halves?
Or does Greg Bird go to 5'8" or half?
We'll see here.
They may split that as well, Sterlo. And attack and defence, I'd probably split them half and half. Be quite happy to have Smith at 5'8" in attack.
What's happening on the sidelines, Brad?
Yeah, when Robbie Farah looked back at the bench, he was instructed to play half.
It was almost certain Greg Eastwood got a hand to that.
New Zealand.
So he's hobbling off. He's certainly in a better shape than he was a couple of minutes ago. In the meantime, Robbie Farah has gone out there.
That's it. Wait for the call.
So New Zealand get the feed. And Beale just outside the 30-metre line. That's one they got that I don't think they should have got. It's last week's pay, really, isn't it? It's gone. 40-metre line for Mannering. Here's Forn. Now Harris. Aaron Woods.
He went a long time ago.
Gee, I tell you what, that head strapping, that Aaron, here's a good short ball from Johnson to Proctor, and he was wrapped up and was rocked around out there by Jennings. Taping around the head of Aaron Woods, it gets a fair bit of attention from the opposition. It's more off than on. It's off now. It's gone. I think he's decided that'll do me. 12-all to score, and about 3.5 minutes to the break. Forn lost his footing, got the ball out to Hiku, who gives it on, and this is Kenny Dow, and that's the end of the tackle count.
It's a couple of occasions we've seen Dylan Walker under pressure in the defence, and boy, has he responded well. He's handled it quite comfortably for a man that's stepping into the green and gold for the first time.
Youngster. Grand final under his belt. And Woods has had that ball dislodged by the knee of Harris. And Bentham, the referee, saw it as you would have. Watch this. Yeah, well, it's got some help. I don't think Harris meant to do it, to be honest with you.
Yeah, sometimes you get them, sometimes you don't. Referee may have missed the Greg Eastwood touchdown the other end of the field moments ago.
Well, that's right. There's the balance. There's the balance.
On his foot, lads, on his foot. Goal.
So Dylan Walker taking the tap. Goes out and finds Parker, and he drops the ball on the ground. And a knock on is ruled. And it's high jubilation for the Kiwis.
Time off, New Zealand already.
Good aggression in the tackle there.
Time's off. You're ready.
As the scoreboard tells us, it's a very evenly poised contest, this one.
Okay, make sure you're ready when they are, Simon.
An interesting decision to be made, Sterlo, if they don't manage to score
Leave it, boys, leave it.
in the first 5 tackles, what their last play option will be. Will they go for a one-pointer to try and take a lead to the break, or get another set of 6, which is probably the preferred?
Johnson.
Move to line.
I'd be taking the 1-1. Here's a great opportunity, even more so because they'll get a full set of 6 closer to the line.
I want to know, do they take a shot at goal?
No, surely not.
The scoreboard showing quite a bit of similarity to the scoreboard in May when New Zealand took an 18-12. They were 12-all just like they are now, but New Zealand took an 18-12 lead to the break. Are they about to do that again?
Well, if they don't score in the first 5, I'd be looking at 13-12 if I'm Shaun Johnson.
Okay, Shaun.
So Eastwood and Woods and Thaiday. So Brown goes into dummy half. Tapau is winding up. He's with the ball. The 16. Right in front of the uprights. They're 10 out. Brown, Forn, back. A sweeping play to Hiku to Kenny Dow. And Kenny Dow taken over by a cavalcade of green and gold.
That's great defence. You can see what it means to the home side as well. Midway through the tackle count again, it's a poor play from New Zealand and Peter Hiku, who a couple of occasions tonight has given Sean Kenny-Dowell absolutely nothing to play with.
Haka. Now for Hopper.
So Farah now to dummy half and Cameron Smith out as one of the receivers.
Woods running into Harris and to Power. To the halfway line. Farah around the corner to Cronk, and Cronk to Mansour. Farah again for Cronk, and an inside ball for Friday. Forn getting involved in defence. Farah again. Half-time siren, and Cronk. Watch it. As a go, but it's gone over the dead ball line, so that's all there is. At half-time, we've got a 12-all scoreboard. Let's go to Brad Fittler on the ground.
It's 12-all. What do you have to do well in the second half, Kieran?
We've got to come out and do the same. We've gone with Australia before for the first 40. We've got to go for the second 40 now.
Good luck. Off to you, Lockie.
Yeah, here with Cameron, mate, 40 minutes, probably just one too many handling errors, isn't there, mate?
Yeah, there was, Lockie. I think we've seen in the game earlier there's a fair few handling errors. I think a few of the boys haven't played for a while, but yeah, you turn over cheap footy and the opposition's going to pay at this level. But I thought we started pretty good. We fell away from our defence, mate. Yeah, we're giving the Kiwis, quick play the balls down our end, and they're capitalising, so we've got to fix it up.
Thanks for your time.
12 all at half-time as Stephen Kearney gives instructions to his halves combination of Shaun Johnson and Kieran Forn. Shaun Johnson, probably the more flamboyant of the two right now, and starting to shine a little bit.
He's playing great and he's running the ball. His kicking game's good, but he's running, and it's because of the style we're playing. We're breaking up the defensive line of Australia a bit, which allows Shaun to run, and there's no one that runs better at a broken line than Shaun Johnson. It's playing great.
Do you think they'll continue to hammer that left side of the Kangaroos?
Absolutely. I think with Proctor's come with some great results. I think even if they use him as a forward and go out the back, or they come back to Simon Mannering and even Tohu Harris through the middle, or even JT roam around that middle. So these great options.
The other things they've got Farah, Robbie Farah is going to be inside Jennings, so I think they've got to have a crack at that area.
And it's hard not to go past that Melbourne trio, Harris, Proctor, Jesse Bromwich, and they're just going and going and going.
Proctor has been hugely impressive, effective in the tackle, but his work rate has been exceptional. You can't go past those three. They just deliver all the time.
All right, Australia, they know situations like this. How then do they respond? And do we think that they are panicking?
No, they won't panic. They'll get back into this through their kicking game. So what we've got to make sure is in our tackles, we get some time on the ground. Has there been a penalty for holding down yet? No. So really work on that area there and try and take away that kicking game that they'll do. That's how they'll try and get back.
I agree. And I think the times where they look dangerous is when Parker would go through the middle and A and B defenders and get that roll on. And when they get that space and time, then they're really effective on the edges with their slick ball movement. So until we tie around that A defenders and make sure that we slow them down a bit, I think we can be able to control this game, but you've just got to be really careful.
Noticeable with 10 to go in that half, Cameron Smith started to run. That's one individual you don't want to allow to run.
Exactly. If he's able to get out and start going on the line and bringing his big boppers onto the ball, they'll start rolling through the middle. So again, goes back to that, get time on the ground so your markers are set, then Cameron Smith won't run.
They haven't played much football, remember? So this is a quality contest between these two countries. The fact that, and it's going to be interesting to see how it pans out. What people were thinking is that last 10 minutes in the second half, where Aussies start to bring their fitness levels into place, we've just got to make sure we're in control, and Shaun Johnson and Foz, or Kieran Forn, leading the way, making sure they're doing the right thing at the right time.
I just wonder whether they're only playing with a three-man bench, because Josh Papali'i looks like he's had a good off-season, and it's an early one, because he was on and then off very quickly.
Proudly sponsored by KFC, might add.
Yeah, I mean, they were saying he's bulked up. No, he's bulked out.
Well, during the season, I thought he'd put on weight, but I think he's really blowing out in a big way. He didn't have much game time in there. Short minutes.
All right, are there any areas of concern for the Kiwis that you want to see and try to rectify in the short term?
Look, I think just get that defence right. We haven't defended our own line very well. We've looked a bit dicey there. But keep playing the way we're playing. We've got Taumalolo to come back on. I thought he had a good start. I think he'll be better in the second stint. And our subs that have come on have been doing great.
So as
keep testing, keep playing those tip-ons, keep ball movement. So that means it tires the opposition out. I think, and that's positive play. Positive play means a mindset change, and I think that we can get these guys. But I know that they'll lift to another level. Aussies always do. So we've got to be prepared and start well in the second half.
Get the feeling the Kiwis have the better bench.
Yeah, they do.
Agreed.
They do. I think one last thing from me is that our back five did a set. Where they run from dummy half and it was one out. We cannot do that. I know they're trying to take work rate off the forwards, but we need to have those push and some tip-ons, and then we can win this game.
Do I need to get oxygen here? Do I need to get an oxygen bottle here? No, all right, here we go. The second 40 underway almost from Suncorp Stadium. 12 all between the Kangaroos and the Kiwis. It's live on Sky Sport.
Might not come home.
Might not be able to. At the Samoan England game, the first one tonight, Samoa actually led by 2 with 16 minutes to go. So it was a wonderful way to start the Four Nations tournament, and this has followed it up beautifully. Highly competitive test match between the Australians, who tonight are looking to set the record when it comes to consecutive test matches won by the Kangaroos. They're looking for their 17th straight. The record held as 16 back in 79 through 83.
You know, looking at the crowd that came to watch the Samoans play, I keep thinking to myself, we've got to take something down there on a regular basis, as we do with Papua New Guinea.
Well, I know that you said that Samoa may be a regular top four nations. I think Fiji will have something to say about that, and I think Tonga will as well.
Well, I've got this dream that one day we're going to take a team, and I know it's not the right time of the year to be talking about it because people are saying we're tired and we're worn out, but why couldn't you go from Papua New Guinea down through Fiji and on to Tonga and Samoa, promoting the game right through the Pacific? The kickoff is there for the second half in this match. 12 points all, and here's Thaiday on the run back, and he runs it Farai.
Okay, Kevin!
Put down there eventually by Proctor. 12 all to score here. Hoffman. 2 tries Australia, Scott and Inglis. 2 tries New Zealand, 1 disallowed. Proctor and Brown got the ones that were allowed. Woods playing the ball on the 30-metre line. Own end of the ground. Parker. So to the 40. He's given them 10. And here's Woods again now.
5, Simon! Go.
Cronk through to Farah.
He's okay.
Repeating, as we said, the tackle's okay on Farah. Just repeating that Cherry Evans was taken off, or he came off, I should say, limped off. With what we thought was maybe a hip injury, and I know that Brad Fittler will get an update for me. Just what is wrong with Cherry Evans when he can. And Greg Inglis is still in the dressing rooms, apparently.
Yeah, Dylan Walker's at fullback. Tapau now. 6 metres over halfway. The offload's effective again for New Zealand, who get a penalty here. An indiscretion in the tackle. Smith and Paine involved.
Aiden Guerra gone to centre. He's right centre.
He's playing right centre, and I don't think he's played there too often, Joey.
So there's a shot of Greg Inglis in the dressing rooms. Scored a try, the 21st minute, his 24th test try. So here come the Kiwis again with Tohu Harris. Only about 15 metres out from the line. Struggled to put him down. A struggle just to stop him moving forward. Eastwood in front of the sticks now, 9 out. The men in black and white, and Johnson knocks on. So it's advantage rule and Jennings for Australia.
Goal 0.
Smith goes to Tupou. Eastwood misfiring with his tackle. Lewis Brown doing some good blocking work in the middle. This is Guerra on debut in Australian colours. Thaiday.
Kevin!
So
goal 3.
Their intensity in defence takes the eye with New Zealand. Been really up in Australia's face, forcing errors. And here's an error from Jennings.
I'd love Brad Fittler or Darren Lockyer to check on the ball. I'm watching the balls, especially after the players kick the balls. They're floating through there. And there was a pass there from Lewis Brown that went to Shaun Johnson, and the ball really floated through the air. The ball, they're playing with a student ball, but to me it looks different to the ball they use week in, week out in the NRL. It just looks lighter, especially there's a couple of kicks early in the game. You watch this pass here, it just sort of bobbles and floats through the air.
I'm also keen to find out what's happening in the dressing shed, because this is real backs to the wall stuff for the Australians. If Cherry Evans and Inglis aren't going to be involved, where is it right centre for them? He's about to come in and help inside defenders there, and Dylan Walker's at the back.
Played then by Beale. Now Kenny Dow with that big left-hand fend. Didn't do him any good that particular time as he's taken down by Scott. Now Eastwood rolls it over the halfway line. Guerra making the tackle with Parker. Forn out the back for Johnson to go on to Proctor. 40-metre line. Australia's end to Powell. Back for Forn, and I thought he was going to throw the long ball. They had numbers on the left. Big numbers on the left. Johnson, a fend, and he goes on, puts the kick in, down into two-post corner, and it makes the tackle. But they missed an opportunity there. I'm sure they had a big overlap on the left. Darren, with Australia coming off their own line, what is the story with Greg Inglis and Daly Cherry Evans?
Cherry Evans assessed him at half-time, he will not be back. As for Greg Inglis, he's got a virus and wasn't feeling well at half-time, felt quite dizzy and faint, so they're just going to monitor him, but they're hopeful he will be back.
All right, so this job is not going to be easy for the Kangaroos. Greg Inglis not 100%. Daly Cherry Evans finished for the night.
Let's go now, let's go.
Hiku, outside 20, Peter.
I know it's a very different situation as Hiku puts his man away. Nightingale down the left, comes back inside. We did see during the season over in Perth when South Sydney beat the Warriors, Dylan Walker went to fullback for an injured Greg Inglis, and he was phenomenal.
Wait for it.
Cherry Evans getting back into his civilian outfit as Eastwood makes a sprint up the middle. Got one to beat, can't beat him. Turns and looks in vain. Nobody in support. Play back to Brown. Brown onto Forn. Forn comes to Woods. And Thaiday, they make the tackle. Greg Eastwood sprinting up the middle of the ground again. Johnson puts it over the line. How good is this kid? How good is he? The New Zealand number 7.
Well, he needed to score, Ray, because it wasn't a good play. It wasn't the time to kick. It was midway through the count, but he's made his own luck here, and he's blown this game right open. Harvey Norman replay. There's a lot of bodies there. Hoffman, Farah, but Johnson. I mentioned earlier the greats make it look easy. Well, he's turned something from nothing to put his side in front.
Rob, there's a mark on the line here. Keep leaving me. Time off.
And they ask you, why do you love the game? This is one of the reasons you love the game. The superstars that you come across from time to time. New Zealand's got one at the moment, placing that football. Shaun Johnson. The scoreline now is the same as the May 2 Test match. Well, it will be if he kicks this, I should say. They led 18-12 at the break in Sydney. They got run down. They didn't score any more points. They got beaten 30-18. This to make it 18-12. From the try scorer, Shaun Johnson. And he's got it. Now, can they go on from 18? Or is that an unlucky number? Brett Fittler sideline.
Well, I think he has to. It was all on the back of Greg East where we spoke about their middle blokes doing a great job at half-time. He has been absolutely brilliant. And then Johnson, another moment of brilliance. He's got to turn that brilliance into something else. He's got 32 minutes. We need to see 80 minutes of Shaun Johnson.
You saw that run there from Greg Eastwood. He went through Cameron Smith. And again, that's very rare. Bromwich brings back the restart.
Referee gives a penalty to New Zealand. Bromwich not happy with something that Friday did. So the penalty goes to the Kiwis.
Good work, Grant. Thank you.
Just looking to see what did happen in here. He loses the ball.
Hold on the foot. Goal.
I didn't think the ball was stolen, the picture I just saw.
First! Move now, Aaron!
Anyway, they went on and got a penalty, and I take it the penalty was for stealing. Here is Bromwich now, offloading, downloading, I should say, for Greg Eastwood.
Release
the man with the lovable body. What a big run it was. Laying the foundation for Johnson, who passes now to Harris. To Proctor, I should say. Just inside the 30-metre line. New Zealand leading 18-12. Johnson shows it to Eastwood, gives it to Forn, goes to Harris. Just outside the 20-metre line, as you can see. Play just to the left-hand side. Forn, and that's Mannering running into a good shoulder there from Guerra and Cronk. Now Forn sets up the kick back to the right. He was up at 33,000 feet. Was it Farah? I think it was him. It was an unidentified flying object, and I think it was
check the ground.
It's a UFW.
What a kick from Forn, lands it right on the spot. And Farah, it's the angle of the runner. He comes from outside in. He comes from outside Jennings and then appears on the inside. He goes that high and he lands in Ballina. Have a look at him.
Listen to this crowd.
He was never going to miss that, was he? He always looked like taking it. Got great body position on Michael Jennings, who did his best, Jennings. He backtracked to try and get some momentum to come into the ball. But Farah always had the advantage on the back of what Joey described as the perfect kick.
Here the inertia, the force going towards the ball. Beautifully timed jump though, Sterlo, wasn't it? To absolute perfection to grab that.
It's a try. New Zealand go further in front. A break and then we're back. So there is this try scorer, Dean Farah, and the New Zealanders loving every moment of it. Look at this. Down at the Milton Road, end of the ground. There is a big, big cluster of them, and they're loving what Shaun Johnson, Kieran Forn, and Dean Farah has just done. So Johnson, from 20 in, makes no mistake. Put another 2 on the board. Darren Lockyer sideline.
All the momentum momentum with the Kiwis right now. It's coming off the back of their big man with their footwork and also their offloads. Two guys in particular at the moment, Greg Eastwood, there's the man there. I mean, his footwork late at the line, he's worrying the Australians. And the other guy they're going to need to worry about is Tamalolo. These guys, if Australia want to stop the rot, they've got to stop these guys.
Well, Darren Lockyer, most capped of all Australian players. Sideline duties tonight. Brad Fittler's in that top division of most tests played for Australia as well. Also working the sideline. Surrounded by superstars. Lewis, Johns, Sterling, Fittler and Lockyer. What a team. Here's Tamalolo up to the 40-metre line. You just heard what Darren said. Now he's out there. You've got to contain him as well. This kick has got the young Walker hot-footing it across. Outside the 20. He was there for Forn, but then he was gone. All of that running was really across or along the 20-metre line. This is Mansour. Farah finding Guerra. Blair makes the tackle with Harris. Blair in 10. Smith, no look away for Bird. Bird trying to cut back through the middle of the ruck. Plays the ball on halfway. One-handed Smith onto Parker. Watch for the offload. Not on this time. Now they're 35 away, Australia. Cronk dabs it over the top. Rolls down to Hiku, and Hiku will get back. He goes straight down the sideline. Mansour overran him, and Hiku makes a great run, a great return. Counter-punching out to the 25. Nightingale.
Oh, that was crazy good from Peter Hiku. It should have been a line drop out for the Australians to receive, but Peter Hiku ran 22 metres, and now Lewis Brown has been dynamic out of dummy half after coming off, and Thomas Lulawai gets a good quick play the ball going as well.
Beale, cut down by Bird. Brown, Bromwich, Tamalolo, Bird going low. 30 metres away. There they are in the centre of the park. And Forn kicks down, and it's in the field of play for Walker. So 24 plays 12. It was 12 all at half-time. We've had 14 minutes of the second half in which the Kiwis have piled on another 12. Johnson, a wonderful try. Opportunist, I suppose. And then Farah flying like an eagle. And clutching a foreign kick down into the garden of that in-goal area. Hiku. Darren mentioned earlier, Suncorp, how good it looks. Beautifully prepared for tonight. Kenny down. On the 30-metre line. Nightingale comes in for a run. Oh, Guerra hit him with everything. I'll tell you who came out worst. It was Guerra. He went away with his shoulder burning a little bit. Near the halfway line then, the Kiwis. Here is Brown. He's taunting them, isn't he, Brown? Got a couple of good nines. Penrith now. If Ivan decides to use Lewis in that position. Oh, the bounce has favoured the Kiwis, but it's cut off Tamalolo. It's come down. Beale goes over the line, and I don't know that this will be classified as a knock-on. Referee calls a halt. Time off. The Kiwis are celebrating a try.
Go in, try. We need to check whether he's used the shoulder or not in there. No, he's bouncing ball.
Well, you've got to feel for Dylan Walker here in a position that he's not used to, and this ball swirling around. Andrew Johns pointed out how he thinks they're floating More so tonight because the ball might be a little bit lighter. Well, at least turns him inside out and back around again.
Watch this move when it comes down. It moves 5 metres. Look at it. Look at the way it moves and bends away from him.
All right, now we're looking at a shoulder here.
Well, he's competing for the ball, really.
And the rest is play on after that.
See, but does he try to wrap his arm around?
I don't know that the arm actually becomes disconnected with the body at the point of impact. The reason I kept calling is because there was no knock on from Taumalolo.
It's a quick decision.
It's come off his backside, actually.
So we're going
try.
Shoulder charge here, penalty against the New Zealand.
Shoulder charge on Taumalolo.
Shoulder.
I think the Australians originally were of the opinion that Taumalolo knocked on, but I think you'll find when the ball came off him, it came off his back. But he's not playing at the ball. And there's certainly no hands and arms involved in it. That's why the New Zealanders played on. But they've come back to find a shoulder charge from Taumalolo in that same contest with Walker.
And if the Australians get out of this, if they escape, mark that down as the turning point.
24-12 the score. The Kiwis in front.
Second release.
Australia have lost only 2 of their last 36 test matches. And they were to the Kiwis in World Cup in 08.
Trapped in. 3.
And Four Nations in 2010. Here's Cronk.
Move now. Back up.
25 away.
Go for
Smith. Now, Papali is back into the game.
5 last. Hold, boys.
Smith again. They're inside the 10. Farah's kick. Oh, he's done it again, Forn. He's taken this ball beautifully. Reflexes. That's the second time in the game. Proving there's not a fluke. Now him and Greg Bird have an exchange in back play.
Kieran, what are you doing?
Time off.
Stay in the same fight division.
Time off. Hold the ball there for me for tackle 1, please. We're just going to review that there's only 1 punch, please, by Greg Bird.
Well, gee, he's taken a couple of very clever catches, hasn't he, Kieran Forn? Here's the incident. Birdie just trying to get up a little bit quicker in front.
I think
Forn didn't take it too well.
I don't think he liked the swinging left arm either.
No.
Well, the referee.
Tackle 1.
Well, there's no punches. That's all right. Tackle 1.
Yeah, good.
Here we go.
Good call.
The referee wanted to have a look at it. He thought there might have been a punch from Greg Bird, but you saw it was an open-handed push or shove. And then it's a handoff by Bromwich, and it's gone over to Blair and gone on to Johnson. Now it's with Harris. And Harris is outside his 40-metre line. He'll offload. He does.
Oh, here he goes.
Johnson dancing, looking, counting, and then he gives it to Faro.
Release now.
Luluwai is back into the game. Taumalolo. Reversing. He's able to make 10 metres.
Unstoppable.
Going backwards. Luluwai again. Blair, strong. Back on the inside. Bromwich off. Luluwai gets it on. Johnson away. Harris is inside the 20. Gets it away to Faro. Faro cuts back in field. And he runs into a waiting tackle there from Robbie Farrell.
Yeah, loses the football. And I think Tohu Harris bombed a try here. If he passed, instead of throwing the dummy, I think New Zealand score. Sorry, Parker now down.
There's a lead-up work from the Kiwi forwards. The short pass. Watch this pass here from Adam Blair. And Jesse Bromwich, he's playing with the Australians at the moment. Johnson, footwork. Yeah, had to go through the hands here.
He goes through the hands, you're right, Joey. They score. It's a certain try. That is bombed. But the tough part to defend against New Zealand is there's no plan to their game. They're simply tipping it around, making life very difficult for the Australian defenders. It is impossible to plan a defensive pattern.
They've lost the ruck, the Australians. There's no control of the ruck. The Kiwi forwards are playing the ball so quickly, but also the second phase, the offloads.
Yeah, but it's still 12. 24-12, and we've seen the screen and gold outfit escape some very tight places. That was another big bullet dodge there.
Hoffman. Now Bird. Just inside the 40-metre line as Corey Parker goes away to Cooper Cronk, and then a tap on, and it's actually marked by Dylan Walker, so eventually he passed it to himself. Scott is with the ball on the ground. It's live in Queensland, the big ad over there. Part of the advertising on Suncorp tonight. And we showed you some pictures of the city as it gets more beautiful by the day. Cronk kicking long and high down to Hiku. Petter. Nightingale's with him. Mansour's eventually caught up with him. With Cronk. And they're down on the New Zealand 20-metre line, 24-12. In favour of New Zealand with about 20 minutes of the game to go. Nightingale is bent backwards. That's an ordinary play the ball. That's an ordinary attempt to play the ball.
Well, he's got the penalty.
He's got the penalty anyway.
The Australians have got to be very careful. There's one thing that they don't want to try and do is play New Zealand at their own game. They've got to try and stick to their original pattern of play and get a good kick and chase game going. And there's the penalty being given. Mansour just having his hand still in the ruck.
Yeah, wait for him to tap it. Goal.
I like the English referee tonight. 5-4 the penalty count. I think we've seen a game that's flowed.
That's it, goal. Well done.
Bromwich, first receiver, and just linking the play across to Blair. 35 away from the line.
Goal 2. Okay.
24-12 in favour of the black and whites. Harris is underneath there.
Goal 3.
Luluai, Johnson. That's forward, I think.
Release him.
Referee disagrees.
Well, that should have been a touch, Judge. Call.
I would have thought so. Here's Taumalolo shrugging.
You can't take it.
Eventually put down on the 10-metre line.
Let's get to the line. Goal.
He's a tower of strength, isn't he? Here is Blair. Now Johnson. There's the kick. Straight down into the corner, occupied by Mansour. 20-metre tap.
Centre.
See, I think they wasted an opportunity there, New Zealand. I think they had 5-on-4.
Mansour offloading. Jennings. Johnson a miss.
Move now. Goal, that's okay.
They are still close enough, the Australians. Sorry, Ray. Bird now.
Bromwich and Blair.
Hands out. Hold.
They've hunted as a pair. Papali.
3. Release. Wait. Goal 3.
Smith behind Parker to Cronk, who kicks neatly, looking for Daniel Tupou, but Jared Beale is there. Nullifying the aspirations of Australia. Hiku across to Kenny Dow. Got the ball away to Nightingale.
Backwards. First. Release.
That's the first tackle.
Hold. Goal 1.
Mannering.
2.
What's the latest on Greg Inglis, Darren?
Well, he's trying to get back on, but he still felt dizzy. He was quite sick this afternoon, apparently. The message from the bench is that it's looking doubtful from here.
A knock on by Johnson. Cherry Evans back in his civilian kit. Aaron Woods, Sam Thaiday back on the bench.
Time off, ball kick.
New Zealand versus Samoa coming out of New Zealand on Jim next Saturday. 1:55 New South Wales, 12:55 Queensland. And Australia-England from Amy Park in Melbourne. Sunday live at 3:30 New South Wales and 2:30 in Queensland.
And a new experience for a number of those players sitting in the shed as we have a look at the 94 Kangaroos. There's some talent there.
We had the pleasure of covering that tour, Peter. I think it was the last official Kangaroo tour, 1994. It was just prior to the war breaking out between the ARL and the Super League people. As it goes away from Cronk and goes on to Farah.
Kieran! Hold! Goal 2.
Cronk over to Scott.
Third, release!
Put down on the 20-metre line by Tapau. Now it's with Cronk again. This is Papali.
I think there's a try in the Australians shortly.
Back up, boys.
We're going to have a grandstand finish.
Parker. Smith was on the run around, but it's gone back the other way to Farah. And Farah gets it to Scott. Scored the first try in the game. Now to Guerra.
Release.
Last tackle, Australia. Back for Cronk to get a kick in. Gone across towards Tupou. Puts it down. Hoffman can't handle it. That wasn't knocked on there by Beale. And that's got to be a penalty. No, he's called the knock on.
So the last tackle, it's a hand over there.
I thought he caught the ball before it hit the ground. This was Cronk.
Wait.
Well, at the start of an NRL season, that'll be a penalty.
Wait.
Just a straight penalty.
I can understand why he stayed down. Got him right in the midriff.
Ready?
Oh, they hurt them ones.
So just to explain that, he's found that New Zealand did not get any advantage from the Australian knock-on by Hoffman. So that answers that question. I thought from Oman Beale would get a penalty for being forced over the sideline after the tackle had been made.
It's okay, no effect.
This is Peter Hiku. Out the back for Kenny Dow. Kenny Dow straightening it up, but running into Papali. Luluai. Now Taumalolo.
Move now!
Halfway line and Greg Bird down around the legs. Luluai again. Forn stabs a kick down into the corner. Walker's after it. So they take care of Dylan Walker down in that corner. Mansour getting it away to Tupou. He loses the ball. Went backwards, I fancy. Jennings.
Players call play on.
Jennings. If he gets into open space, it'll be a case of shut the gate. But it is Tupou to Mansour to Parker.
Release.
Now the Australian crowd, they come into it. That was knocked down by Blair.
Six again.
6 more tackles, Australia. Played by Cronk. Now Guerra. They just lost their structure there for a moment.
First. Move now. Hold.
Parker. Taken by Nightingale and Mannering.
Move.
Farah. And now to Blair to Bird. Bird gets a ball away. And it's down to Hoffman, but it's been deflected forward. The referee will order a knock-on. And he's going to set a scrum.
Yeah, just all over the place. The Australians a little bit with the football. The players playing out of position. Robbie Farah thought he'd put a man through there in Greg Bird. Would have been an opportunity on the outside, but it wasn't to be.
47.
Just shy of 50.
Yeah, 47,813, which is about 3,000 short of the Suncorp record for a test, which was the World Cup here, the most recent World Cup played in Australia was a record crowd of just over 50,000.
And if you got out here early enough, you have seen an outstanding 1 3/4 test matches.
Taumalolo with that never say die attitude.
He just unstoppable.
Just keeps getting better every charge, doesn't he?
That second surge, Wally, he hits the line, then he goes again.
Well, he's leaving the field.
Well, they've stopped him now.
Look how big he is across the chest.
Yep. If you need any brick walls knocked over at home, give him a call. He'll run straight through them.
Gordon, go back to the ball.
Is that an 1800 number?
4. Release. No, go for.
Here's Eastwood.
5. Move, Corey. Hold. Are you going to make an effort to stand? That's it. 5.
So Eastwood then with a little bit of milking.
Greg.
Kicked by Johnson. High. Walker has put it down. It's come down to Tapau. Gone on to Mannering. Gone on for a try to Jason Nightingale. So the Nightingale has finally landed. This time with the football.
Well, we're going upstairs for some reason. I'm not quite sure why. I'm assuming the offside check. But again, it's a brilliant kick here. The torpedo punt. The ball swirling around. Dylan Walker trying to catch it. Jason Nightingale knows that he mucked up early in the game. And he's got some redemption on that. The chasers are fine, even on the left-hand side. And the ball is swirling around. Dylan Walker coming in. An excellent chase again featuring Kieran Forn, this time and others. Martin Tapau, the front rower, spins around. Simon Mannering, Sean Kenny Dow, Jason Nightingale. That should be enough with time running out. And a kick to come off the boot of Shaun Johnson. No mistake with the put down on that occasion.
Well, we heard Joey talking about these balls, how they float around, and that's exactly what's been happening all night long. Be interesting to see whether it is a proper footy.
Jason Nightingale, he's going to sleep much more comfortably tonight. He's one of these wonderful players. You've heard us sing his praises at the NRL level for quite some time. And he always does justice to the black and white jumper. But he put one down tonight. He took the second hand off the ball and then paid the biggest price you can pay in this game. But now he's got that one.
Johnson would love this one.
Yeah,
3 converted tries in front, and they've been great tonight, New Zealand.
4 out of 4 for Johnson tonight. That's just with the boot. He's got 10 out of 10 in every other department. Right in the background there with a sun hat on. Sun must have gone down by now. Johnson 5 from 5. Brad Fittler on the sideline.
Oh, it's on a string for Shaun Johnson at the moment. As the ball left Shaun Johnson's boot, Darren Lockyer just said, that's yuck.
Well, if you're a fullback, it is yuck. You look at that, it's like a perfect spiral bomb when it goes up, but then when it comes back down, it gets horizontal, and that's when it starts to swing. Now, you need to be confident at the best of times to take those, and he's been a bit rattled from the previous kick. Unfortunately for Dylan, he couldn't take it. The Kiwis, hard to beat from here.
Short restart unsuccessful for Australia. Sorry, Ray.
It's okay.
The mood they're in, the Kiwis, you get the feeling there's could be another couple of tries.
Well, once upon a time you'd be waiting for the commentators to ask, well, when are they going to run out of gas? It doesn't look like they're going to run out of gas tonight. Eastwood has got a full tank, actually.
Hold here. Here, Cameron, late.
Made a real difference, hasn't it? The power of the charges.
Tapau away. Hiku. 35 out. Upended by Scott. And
Laces, yeah.
they got tied up in each other's laces there.
5.
It's a new way to stop them playing the ball.
Hold.
So Tapau. Now Forn. They all look to be onside. They down, Australia come down with it with Mansour, I think it is.
One there. Release. Come on, Tom. Hold. Go.
It was Josh. Now Walker.
Second. Release.
And this sets up the New Zealand campaign for the tournament. Certainly with their confidence. And also the fact that the final is played in New Zealand. This is a big step towards being a part of that. Greg Bird trying to get rid of defenders on his own 30. Instead, he carries them a couple of metres.
Hold. Go for. Play on. Ball square. Steps aside.
Parker.
Okay. Still 4.
Smith.
Hold. Release. 5. Go. Not square.
Farrell. Listen to that referee. He's almost ceaseless with his shouting. He's doing a good job. I agree with Peter.
1. Move on in.
It's pretty easy to follow. Some of these overseas referees are quite difficult to follow, but he's shouting instructions and saying that's okay, that's okay. There was a little obstruction there, so you might have thought, but there was no defence to obstruct. He said that's okay. He just keeps talking.
And he hasn't got everything right tonight, Ray, but they never will.
Hold middle, goal.
It's no disruption. He's played on. He's been confident in his calling.
Move, Sam.
The players appreciate that. They respond much better to someone who's obviously in charge. As Shaun Johnson goes for a 40-20, eludes Dylan Walker's boot. Again, the black chase is good.
So every time Dylan Walker comes back with the football, there is a ring of black and white jumpers around him.
Move.
They've been just as enthusiastic in defence as they have in attack. They've been flamboyant in attack, really.
Second!
Tupou.
Release, Greg! Goal, play, 2.
Farah. Mansour.
Release, Kevin! Back up.
I don't know what Eastwood was trying to do there with Mansour's left arm. Parker. 3 men in the tackle. Proctor, Luluwai and Tapau. Smith over halfway. Farah. It's gone behind Bird. Picked up by Jennings. Jennings then beats Luluwai. Taken by Johnson.
5. Releases. Go.
6.5 minutes to go. Cooper Cronk plugs the ball down towards the in goal, but it'll go over the dead ball line. 30 plays 12.
Yeah, it was way too firm and a sign of where this game is at. I wonder what's going through the heads or the minds of some of the young players sitting on the bench for the Australia tonight. Alex Johnson, Josh Jackson, Matt Moylan, all a part of this Australian side. Ben Hunt there, David Clemmer, young Sienna Matautia. Some initiation.
I wonder if the England squad stayed behind to watch this game. Sets up a great clash next week. I was impressed with England and Patches today against Samoa. Huge pack, led by the Burgess twins.
I wonder how many of those young men, Ray, will be involved next week.
Australia versus England next Sunday. And you'll see it 3:30 New South and 2:30 Queensland from Amy Park in Melbourne.
Release. Left side.
Australia 30-12 down here. England a 6-point winner over Samoa earlier tonight. But don't think that the Samoans are a pushover. They're quite a strong side.
We'll be going down on Friday just for a bit of a reconnaissance.
Wait.
Trip.
Friday. I'm going down tomorrow.
And here's a field goal attempt by Johnson. He's missed it. He is human.
Fair game, the young man, isn't he?
There's been some outstanding performances, really. Johnson, of course, is freakish. And I don't think anybody would disagree with that.
Just explain that to the people at home, Ray. Maybe not watch the game that often. They've just kicked the touch from the restart. And this is the field goal attempt. But then knowing they need the football back, the Australians, you're allowed to punt the football to the sideline, and if it bounces into touch, you get the football back through the scrum feed. Don't often see it, but it's a good play when it comes off.
So Guerra from the back of the scrum, using Walker.
Move now! Hold! Goal first.
2 losses from their last 36 test matches.
Second!
And had they won tonight, it would have been the most consecutive test victories by an Australian side ever. Oh, Parker, he's still able to get it out the back, even though they really shook him up a bit. Woods and Farah combine. Now Jennings, and then Tupou loses the ball. David Forn there alongside of Tim Sheens. It'll be interesting to hear the post-mortems and what the players feel about these footballs that you've been on about tonight, Andrew.
Definitely different. And there's been a lot of drop balls. You know, Peter spoke about it's been a humid night, but some of the drop balls, especially in the contact where your shoulders have hit the ball and it just pops out.
I do know one thing, Ray. Both teams had to play with them.
Exactly right. Yeah, that's the point, Peter.
Keep relaxing in the rock, lads. Yeah.
It's a bit like the test match that's on over in Dubai at the moment. They're playing on the same pitch, aren't they?
Well, they've been fantastic tonight, the Kiwis. And we've extolled the virtues tonight of Shaun Johnson, who's been tremendous. But boy, what a support cast he has had. The centres have been tremendous. Kieran Forn has been Kieran Forn. But the forwards tonight have just been relentless. I thought early in the game Kevin Proctor was their best. Adam Blair, phenomenal tonight. Bromwich has been good. Tau Malolo, Joey, unstoppable.
Bromwich there, the footwork of Bromwich.
And the
late footwork and the offload.
And the influence of Lewis Brown, Greg Eastwood, Mark Tatau and Tohu Harris off the bench.
So we've named the entire team.
Well, I tried to, yes.
Yeah, they haven't had one player that hasn't lived up to his reputation this evening.
5 changes they made to the test side that was beaten 30-18 in May. 5 changes. But Australia has made 11 changes. Forced to make 11 changes. It's out on the full. So it's a handover. Just inside the 40-metre line. Australia's end of the ground. There's just over a couple of minutes to go now, though. 30-12 in favour of New Zealand. Australia about to lose their 3rd test match in 37.
Move, Jesse! Hold! Goal first. Second,
Friday.
Goal 2.
Cronk, Bird, held by Proctor and Johnson.
Release, Kevin! Hold! Goal 3.
Smith through, Parker on, Cronk
4.
taken down by Mannering.
Play on.
Smith, Farah across the face of Scott and forward.
4 pass on 4.
Well, it was a good play, unfortunately for the Australians. It was directed just a little bit forward. The Kiwis, no surprise to see them celebrating already, Sterlo. They know that they've come up with one hell of a defensive effort to be able to achieve this victory tonight.
Yeah, it was a good play from the Miami Dolphins. The crowd have loved it tonight. I didn't know what to expect as to the numbers and that here. And I was surprised when I arrived at the ground early on. The gates didn't open here until local time, 3:30, and there were masses around. And there's just been a really good atmosphere. I know we've mentioned it a couple of times, but Suncorp's a great place for that anyway. It kind of closes everything in. But the first game set the trend, and the crowd have continued on. It's obviously not great numbers now, but they've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed it.
Hiku. Just a half a minute to go in the game.
Wait.
So Australia losing in round 1. So a loss to England.
Third.
Next weekend. We'd see the finals impossible for them. You've got to win 2 from 3 to power. There it is. New Zealand win.
Thanks, Tom.
30-12. Come on, Stephen. You just won.
Was he daydreaming there?
I don't know where he was.
It's never as good as what it seems. It's never as bad as what it seems. That's not a bad motto as a coach.
I think I might have left the light on at home.
I thought to myself, what am I excited about? The coach can't even blink. Anyway.
He realises there's a couple of games to go, Rabs.
New Zealand then with 5 tries to Proctor, Brown, Johnson, Farray and Nightingale. Scott and Inglis scored for Australia. New Zealand, the Kiwis, they win. Don't go away, we've got more player and coach interviews to come, including the Harvey Norman man of the match. That's next up on Nine's Wide World of Sports.
It's been 4 long years to wait to smile. Hey, how good was that?
That was fantastic.
Those selectors did a great job, didn't they?
Pressure on, isn't it?
Oh,
no, good effort.
Yeah.
An outstanding effort, and you got to applaud every player in that squad.
Yeah.
You know, everyone had fulfilled their role in the way that you'd expect. And
how good does that feel, Bluey?
Oh, I'm so wrapped for them. They can all feel really proud of themselves because everyone contributed great.
Yeah.
What about their defence in the second half?
Oh,
you know, how good was that? You know, they just kept aiming up. What a great win.
And we'll talk more about that because if you think about it on the other side, they kept the Kangaroos scoreless in that second half. Final score here, 30 points to 12. There's so much more to come. Don't go away. Kiwis win their first game in the 2014 Four Nations.